Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Mike here with another video review on a knife. This one is on the Sanrenmu 710. I have two of them here. This is the first one I got. This is the all black version. Let's go ahead and just talk about some specs here for a little bit. This knife has a 2.79-inch blade length, a 3.66-inch closed length, and a 6.49 open length. Let me just start off by saying this is one of the best knives you can get for the money, and it comes in at around anywhere between $10 and $15. It is an outstanding knife. Aesthetically speaking, it kind of looks a little bit kind of like a Sebenza, small Sebenza. Not too much. I mean, it gets a lot of bad rap for being a ripoff of a Sebenza, but if you really look at the two knives side by side, they really aren't. And also, even if it was modeled pretty much exactly like a Sebenza, could you really be too mad? Because they don't market it as a Sebenza or a Sebenza fake. It's good quality, so even if they were to market it as a Sebenza fake, it wouldn't be selling just because it's a Sebenza fake. It is a very well built knife. Excuse my just opening and closing it. It's just a lot of fun to play with. But that's my opinion on people calling this a Sebenza ripoff, because it really isn't. Look at a Sebenza, and then look at this side by side. They really aren't that similar. Similar blade or handle shape. That's pretty much it. The steel on this blade is an HCR 13 MOV. It is a good blade steel. Very familiar. Should I bring in the Tenacious again as a comparison? I'll wait. That'll come out later. But it has the HCR 13 MOV blade steel, which most of us are familiar with through the Tenacious and a few other Spyderco varieties, such as their Bird line, and the Persistence and Resilience and Ambitious, I believe, are the other three in the Tenacious line. But I love HCR 13 MOV. It's a fantastic steel. The only thing that I don't like about it so much is the rust resistance. It's not so great, but you can't get everything. It takes an extremely fine edge, And let me see if I got a piece of paper. Let me step around this camera here. There we go. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see, I think you're in focus. Yes, you are. Oh, that's ripping. It would do that, wouldn't it? There we go. Very sharp knife, super clean cut, push cutting it. Very clean. Go ahead and pick this mess up, move it off to the side. Takes a very fine edge. So that is a plus. Won't hold it for too long, but definitely is better than some steels. I personally think it holds an edge significantly better than AUS 8, but a lot of people say it's very similar. So that is it. I'll go ahead and put this one back down and grab this other one. I think this one's a little bit nicer to look at. Put that stand back up. This one is my acid etched version. I actually got this model from Muddy Desire, and then I acid etched it. Super smooth. Beautifully done acid etching. And that's another thing. Maybe this particular knife doesn't really float your boat as far as looks, but for about $20, $25, you can buy the knife and the acid etching solution, and you can make it like this. Maybe not exactly like this, but you can put up whatever pattern you want. I didn't acid etch this scale just because it would take a little bit more work, and I don't have this size of Torx. I really don't know what's up with that. It's too big for my T6 and too small for my T7, so I'm not really sure. I think my T7 or T6 is a little bit stripped, so I should get a new one, and then I'll try it. Once again, super smooth. Lock up on these, good, not outstanding. None up and down. Very little bit side to side. I can crank these down and get 0 side to side blade play, but then they aren't quite as smooth. You can still flick them out really fast with the thumb stud, or using your thumb. But I like to open things with my index, or middle finger I should say. So to do that easily, it needs to be a little bit looser. So that's okay. I still really like it. Overall build quality is fantastic. Materials are wonderful. ATR 13 MOV. Phosphorus bronze washers or bushings. It is a flow-through design, which I prefer. Allows you to just blow some compressed air or whatever in there and clear it out without having to take it apart. It is still very strong though, being that it is flow-through. They did not give up strength doing that. It's still a very solid design. Has nice standoffs. Focus. As you can see, they aren't just straight, they kind of dip in. They just look a little bit nicer than some. Pivot screw is a T8, I believe. All the body screws are T6. So you can take this knife apart to maintenance it, which is very nice. And let me go ahead and talk about one thing that I said I'd bring up later, or I'd bring out the Tenacious later. Focus. Thank you. Here's the Tenacious. A lot of people, wonder about the heat treat on the steel, because you can have a great steel, but if it's not heat treated right, it's going to be horrible. And they also just wonder about other materials and stuff like that. Sanrenmu makes the Tenacious line. They make all Chinese-made Spydercos that I'm aware of. It's made in the exact same factory. Spyderco subbed their Chinese knives out to this brand, this company right here, Sanrenmu. So if you are satisfied with the build quality of the Tenacious and the materials of the Tenacious, you'll be happy with the materials and build quality of the Sanrenmus. Most likely. Of course, there are always flukes. Overall, I can't say enough good about this knife. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal buy. If you don't have one, it's totally worth the $10, $15. Unless you're just not going to use it because you have other knives that are more expensive or that you like more, so you never carry it. But if you think you'd use it, it's a phenomenal knife. Great little beater knife that you can just thrash and really not care about too much because they're only $10, $15. Let's go ahead and talk about some competitive options. Well, in all honesty, I don't have too many that compare cost-wise. This is just such an affordable knife. But as far as overall, similarities, build quality, Chinese-produced knives, and there will even be one American-produced knife, I would say the Tenacious is okay. This one's definitely bigger, but it's a competitive option. More of a competitive option would be the Persistence or the Ambitious. Those would be a little bit more down that line, along with most of the smaller bird series. birdline knives from Spyderco. Another Chinese produced one is the Navy K507. This is a great knife. Came razor sharp from the factory. These came sharp from the factory too. I didn't get this one from the factory. I got the black one though. But both of them came very sharp. This one I've resharpened. I got enough of this little paper. Let's do a cut test here for this one. This is just a little bonus. I know you guys love watching these. I know I do at least. Very sharp. This is a good option. Another kind of Sebenza-ish looking. This one looks more like a Sebenza to me than this one does. But both of them are great quality knives. This one is a little bit of a project knife, and I'll be putting up a video on this one sometime if I get any interest. If you guys want to see a video of this knife, let me know in the comments. And then a American-made knife that I'm just pulling out because it's pretty much the only knife that I have that's approximately the same size. Kershaw Scallion. This one has been thrashed more than you would ever want to know. The blade length on this knife is actually about a 1/16 inch shorter because it's been sharpened so many times. But they're fairly comparable, you know, both good ergonomically, similar size blade shape. They look completely different, whichever one you like better, I guess. But then again, this one costs 10 to 15. This one costs, well, I don't know, about 30, somewhere in there. Comparable blade steels. Oops. I believe this one is 420. Maybe this is 440. I don't know. There's the model number. You can look it up. 1620H3. Kershaw Scallion. This is a cool knife. Custom serrations put on it by somebody, I don't know. My dad gave this knife to me, so. But yeah, there you go. That's my review on the Sanrenmu 710. Both of these are phenomenal. Well, it's the same knife. They also sell it in a few other colorations. They have the plain, just silver one, matte black with a little decal, and a few different camouflage variants. So yeah, they're all great knives. Definitely pick one up, or two, or three, or heck, you can pick them all up if you want them. That's one thing, you can get the collection of all, I think 5 of them for 50, 60 bucks. So definitely check them out if you're interested. They are great little blades, an awesome buy, great beater knives. But anyways, that'll be it for the review today, and I'll see you guys next time.